Hello and welcome to another episode of Pop Culture Rewind. I'm your host Travis.
I'm Chris.
And we are back once again. It's like 2 episodes.
It's almost like we warned you we were coming back.
Yeah.
Like a sequel.
Yeah. Wearing our uniforms and everything. Because apparently this is what we wear on our episodes now.
It's hot!
It is hot. Very hot. Summertime in Texas. It doesn't get much hotter.
Yeah.
No, but
and inflation. I can't afford sleeves anymore.
You never could, Chris.
I know.
Okay, so yeah, we just if you haven't already checked it out, we did our review for Thor.
Thor. Guns N' Roses.
Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
That movie. We did a review for Thor 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
4 is in 4 goats rating. Yeah.
Watch the video to find out. But the same weekend that we recorded is we had the 2022 San Diego Comic-Con.
That's still a thing?
That is still
after COVID?
I didn't think it was a thing.
100,000 people crammed in one room? We've been to conventions. You know how many people don't wear deodorant there?
All of them.
All of them!
It's a known fact.
Oh.
People just, they just don't worry about that kind of
Uncle
stuff.
Chris, why can't we go to Comic Palooza? That's your answer.
Because people smell.
How much for an autograph? $250. How much for a painting? $100. How much for admission? $75. How much for deodorant? $350 at Dollar Tree, and you can't get $350. Oh, ran over.
That's what I was like. Get out some frustrations, I guess. All right, but why are we talking about this? Because every time they in the past when San Diego Comic-Cons come around. We've done videos on this before in the past where the Marvel will be there, DC will be there.
There's a lot of news.
A lot of... Oh, it's been a while since you've done that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dusting off the classics. Too.
Yeah. Okay. So, nothing's changed this time. They're back. This is the first time since COVID they've had San Diego Comic-Con, and Marvel's there, DC's there. Marvel just kind of like...
blew it out.
Yeah. They... well, because, up till now... The contingent opinion of Phase 4 of the MCU has been kind of wishy-washy at best. Like, there's no direction. Where are they going?
1, 2, 3, 4, for the most part.
Yeah, so they really needed to come out with guns blazing and everything else to really get people's interest back invested into the MCU. And we're gonna at the end of this, we'll find out if they did or not. But before we get into the MCU side of things. DC was there. They had a new trailer for the new Shazam movie, new Black Adam. Any thoughts on that, or you just want to get right into the nitty gritty here, or what do you think?
So, I'm not equally as invested, but I'm about equally as ready because we've been as Marvel fans from hey, Deadpool's a funny ass character to man, I wish Deadpool would get an actual movie to the six minutes of test screening that was leaked, and then the next day that movie got greenlit, and all of a sudden we were blessed with Deadpool. So I can understand Dwayne Johnson's admiration and desire to want to have a fucking Black Adam movie, and it went from that to, hey, guess what? We're getting a Black Adam movie in a couple of months. So that's one of the few DC movies that I'm like really almost desperate to watch.
The only thing that I'm going in there not really anticipating a whole lot, only because I'm tired of they'll make a movie based on a villain, but in the movie the villain is going to be revealed as an anti-hero. He's going to be misunderstood or whatever. He just doing the things he did because something happened to his family or whatever. They can never make a movie truly based on a villain. Mm-hmm. And ever since The Rock was announced, that is like, okay, it's not going to be a villain. It's not going to be the same Black Adam.
Yeah.
That
even though us as wrestling fans, we know how to boo The Rock, so he can make a great villain if you gave him the opportunity to be a good villain.
But you know what I'm saying? I don't think it's gonna be the case in this, because they're already talking in the trailers. Already talking about it's about his family. Something happened to his family back, and that's what happened. He's cursed and all this stuff.
And then the rest of the squad's trying to calm him down or show him that there is light at the end of the tunnel as opposed to just darkness. And what does he choose?
I mean, I'm looking forward to see the Justice Society. Mm-hmm. I think that would be kind of cool. And Pierce Brosnan is Dr. Fate. Yeah, but again, I see Dr. Fate doing his old magic stuff, and I'm thinking Doctor Strange. I'm just
but that's Marvel and MCU forever. There's always like
I mean, I guess but anyway, that's it for not a whole lot about. I will say there was for the DC stuff. quite noticeable. No information on the Flash.
Oh, that guy?
Ezra Miller.
You mean the guy that don't know how to stay the fuck out of trouble?
You
got money, and I've said this in a couple episodes before. You got money, and you're in Hawaii. There is no reason for you to get arrested.
Twice.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Twice.
How do you get fired on your day off?
You got to be a stupid motherfucker to get fired on your day off.
They're running out of time.
Yeah.
They're going to have to figure something out. What they're going to do.
Get the kid from the TV show to do it. Fuck it.
They're going to have to do something. I don't know.
Flashpoint. They're done.
Here's what I think they're going to end up doing with the Flash movie. Because they can't just shelve it because they spent all this money, right?
And they were like in post-production, right?
Yeah.
Like it was almost pretty much finished?
Yeah. They, we all know Michael Keaton's coming back for this movie. I'm thinking what's going to happen when the time comes for marketing and everything, it's going to be focused, the marketing's going to be focused on him. And he's going to be the focus of the marketing. And then they might show Ezra Miller somewhere in there. But I don't think I think they're going to
starring Michael Keaton and at the very end.
Yeah.
And such and such.
Yeah, because I think the whole movie itself is going to be re-edited to focus on Michael Keaton as Batman. Because let's be honest, he is not a side character to someone else's movie. It's fucking Michael Keaton.
And even then, give the devil his due. For the scenes that we have of this kid as a Flash in the established DC universe, does that hold as much credibility as the nostalgia of Michael Keaton as Batman?
Hell no. Still got it.
Yeah.
But that's my thing. That's what I think.
Get you.
I think that's what they're going to do because they're not going to shelve it. They're not going to recast him. They're not going to take him out. They're going to have to release the movie at some point, which they have a release date, I think, next year sometime because it's got pushed back again. I think that's what they're going to do. I think they're just going to hide him. Once this movie's out, they're done. Well, they already said they're done with him, but they can't. And so that was a noticeable absence with they can't do anything with Flash, and also they can't do anything with Aquaman because the whole Amber Heard shit.
Yeah.
So they have nothing to show for their movies.
Yeah.
You know? So
$6 on a Saturday morning. Are you watching the Super Pets?
No.
Good. Just wanted to make sure that was still a baseline as far as your fandom. You know, even if it wasn't Super Pets, I don't know if I could handle another Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Kevin Hart.
I mean, they got good. They're a good team, but yeah, this is like their 5th movie together, or 6th movie or something.
Or at least have that movie be Dwayne Johnson as Twinkle Twinkle and Kevin Hart actually be serious.
Twinkle Twinkle. That's a deep cut right there.
Twinkle, twinkle, baby, twinkle, twinkle.
God damn it.
Transformers. We're supposed to get something sometime soon about Beast Wars.
Yeah,
There's
Rise of the Beast.
Rise of the Beast. Yeah, there's been some what we both thought was actual footage or a poster, which was a fan art, which possibly is a fan art of Cheetor with one of his eyes kind of robotic. Like
nobody understands what you're talking about right now.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Beast. Then it's been said that the next live action Transformers movie would be based on the Beast Wars franchise, but we didn't get anything.
Obviously, you've got some Beast Wars stuff around here, and you are very nostalgic to the Beast Wars franchise. If this is following the last 5 movies in the Transformerverse, would you be more excited for Beast Wars, or would you be excited for a sequel of Bumblebee?
Can't we have both? Can it be a sequel to Bumblebee, but have Beast Wars characters in them? Is that so much to ask for?
Apparently.
I don't want...
Time is the villain. Time is the ultimate villain. We can't do everything at once. Especially now that we're finally getting over COVID, that we're not getting all these delays that Marvel, for example...
Well, they've been filming
consistent.
They've been filming Transformers. Yeah. I've seen set photos of the vehicles and stuff.
Yeah.
But it saddens me that they're going back to the Michael Bay stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think he's directing this time.
No.
But I was hoping that they were gonna kind of reboot that franchise after Bumblebee, and that's apparently not the case. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. So whatever. Oh, I thought I was gonna say something else about DC. Maybe not. Maybe whatever. So
anything new on the app? DC related? New
app.
Titans? Or the network?
Oh, no, there's going to be no announcements.
New Titans, no new...
Doom Patrol, Titans, no, nothing. Yeah. So, yeah, we talked about the Shazam, which, did you see the trailer for Shazam?
Mm-mm. No.
It's more of the same from the last movie. I don't know.
Mortal Kombat 2's got the same director from Part 1 decided to come back. Somebody else is writing the script. But
Oh, there's something for Mortal Kombat?
Yeah.
Oh,
the
I didn't-
sequel's official, so it's coming out in a couple of years.
Was that announced at the...
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So it's relevant to this conversation.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the only reason why we're on up.
All right.
Yeah, apparently,
so-
everything comes out of the woodwork this weekend.
Yeah.
And then Disney saves a little bit for D23, and that's it. Otherwise, nothing happens. The world doesn't exist.
So Marvel did their big panel in Hall H. Hall H in San Diego Comic Con, if you know anything about that.
H for huge.
Is that what it
as
stands
in the
for?
panel, I guess.
Oh, because it is huge.
That's what she said.
Yeah. All right.
Or
So
whatever that goat sound is.
I'll try to edit in the
Call
sound.
back from our last episode. Yeah, see if you can find the actual sound from one of the Thor trailers, and just every 5 minutes when I say something important, just Yeah, I even did the face for you, so you can actually just add that in.
Thank you for the two people that understand what the hell we're talking about right now. We're the two people.
Yeah.
So anyway, okay. So
Marvel,
MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe. They Kevin Feige was there. They came in, like I said, guns blazing. They released all kinds of information for us.
we are currently in Phase 4.
We knew,
Yes.
we knew where we were at, but we didn't know where we were going, and that's what everybody was bitching about this whole time, including me.
Yeah, a little bit. We were towards the end of the map of the last big map that was shown as far as the Disney movies at the theater,
Right.
Disney series on the network, and now we got a lot more to look forward to.
So they announced the phases 1 through 3. That's referred to as the Infinity Saga. So they announced officially that phases 4, 5, and 6 are now called the multiverse. No
I
gang,
did that all wrong. Yeah,
no gang signs.
No, not the gang sign. Oh, we're gonna do another one later for New World Order, but I guess we'll save that for when we get there.
Anyway, so 4, 5, and 6 multiverse saga. So that's where we're going. We kind of figured that because of the last 5 movies we've seen is all about multiverse stuff. So, but we're currently on phase 4, which has been, it started with WandaVision. And it's right now we just finished up Ms. Marvel as the TV series and Doctor Strange in the theater. So what they announced with the brand new trailer is we have 2 items left for phase 4, and we got trailers for both of them. The first, next up on the plate is She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. There's a new trailer for that. I would say somewhat improved CGI.
Yeah,
I
it
think
looked a lot better.
I think it looked better. Some of it was kind of but again, how well are you going to be able to get the CGI in general, right? And I think they're doing the best they can with the character itself. And then also, phase 4 is going to wrap up with the Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. So, okay, so before we get past into phase 5, so She-Hulk, any thoughts on the new trailer that we saw? And I know you saw that. You told me that.
Yes,
you saw.
I did see.
Okay. Good.
She will have the benefit of an ensemble cast that we are recognizing. Most likely, Bruce Banner, Incredible Hulk, Abomination. I forget his agent name, but we get Abomination in there, and then there's a little tease of the Devil of Dare.
Yes. Yeah, that was surprised. But you know what? We kind of. We there's rumors that Charlie Cox or Daredevil would be Matt Murdock,
sharing the workplace
because they're both . So what the fuck, So now that being said, it's the very end. It's a very quick scene. She's on rooftop and we see some dude flip over, and then we see the camera pan around and we see what looks like Daredevil's costume. He's got the sticks and everything. If that's not Daredevil, shame on you, Marvel. Shame on you.
And then that better be Daredevil's kid. No, we're not there yet.
I saw a slow-mo screenshot of that section or that little scene, and it looks like they're incorporating his yellow costume because the sleeves and the back of the head look yellow.
Got some highlights.
Yeah,
okay.
So that's good. It's different, makes it different from. And we're not done with Daredevil. We'll get back to Daredevil later, but so that was one, and I do think that the trailer provided some more substance. I think in this one, they did. I don't know if you caught it because there's one shot where they're pulling from the comics and she's lifting something up and she turns and looks to the camera and says something to the camera. That's straight out of the comics. Deadpool's not the only one.
That sounds like that's also straight from one of the super moves from Marvel vs. Capcom 3 where she holds the car and then drops it on somebody and looks at the screen.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it.
Sure.
But yeah, Deadpool's not the only one that does
Yeah.
a fourth wall break. So we're gonna get stuff like that in She-Hulk. So
There was another scene where, in that trailer, where Hulk goes, "If you want to leave and go back to your job as being a lawyer, I understand." And then she looks at the camera and she goes, "He doesn't mean that." And he turns around to look at her, and she turns around back at the camera. So yeah, I got that vibe that she also does a lot of that fourth wall breaking stuff.
one question that I have about She-Hulk in this series: how does her hair grow when she changes into She-Hulk? Hulk doesn't. His hair doesn't change. All right, so that's enough of She-Hulk. Are you looking forward to? You don't watch the.
So this-
do you watch the Disney stuff?
I watch Disney stuff that I honestly just feel like I would like. Like I liked the dynamic of the relationship of Wanda and Viz in the Avengers movies, so I was curious to see how that would play out.
Did you watch Falcon Winter Soldier?
Yes.
Did you watch Loki?
Yes.
Did you watch What If?
A couple of episodes, not all the way.
Did you watch Hawkeye?
No.
Did you watch Moon Knight?
No.
Did you watch Ms. Marvel?
Ms. Marvel, again, that's from the conversation in our last episode, that they're now making things for audiences that might not be appealing to me.
Right.
Which it doesn't offend me. If they enjoy it and they become fans and the machine continues to move forward and progress, cool, I'm all with it. But it's not for me. Regardless of what the last episode reveals. Because apparently it reveals some shit.
Yeah, I was.
Feel free and tell them. Spoiler alert, by the way, for anyone that hasn't watched it.
I'm obviously Marvel diehard, so I've watched everything. They just feed it to me, I'll eat it, whatever.
Sooner or later, you were kind of had a force. You were force fed Ms. Marvel a little bit.
And nothing. I watched the first episode when it came out. I was like, okay, I get it, but I don't need to watch it. It's not for me.
Nothing wrong with that.
But I wasn't offended by anything. I wasn't okay. Cool. They're doing their own. She's doing their own thing in that show. Sure, cool. And I just put on the back burner. Didn't pay much attention to it. Then after the last episode hit, I had more than one person come out and ask me, "Hey, have you seen Ms. Marvel? What do you think of that final episode?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" Oh yeah. Something happens that changes the course of the MCU and where they're going and everything. I was like, "What the fuck? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?" So I went back and just watched all the episodes leading to it.
And so what happened?
Do you want me to?
Sure.
Do you want me to say? Okay.
Sure.
Spoiler alert for the finale of Ms. Marvel. If you don't want to know, just close your ears or whatever. Anyway, so it's revealed that she might be a mutant.
Ooh, and it begins.
We'll get to
where it goes.
we might be waiting for a while. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
but that's the thing. And then there was a post-credit scene with
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel popping in. She got sucked away somewhere, and Captain Marvel popped in where she was, and it is what it is. If you like Brie Larson.
Yeah, so the whole environment of She-Hulk being the attorney and also being a superhero and how she's going to be specifically representing superheroes in trials.
Yeah,
that's not the typical cookie cutter Marvel movie archetype. So that alone, before Hulk, before Abomination, before the guy from Doctor Strange, Wong. Yeah, there's a lot of other characters that are involved in this. Before that, the premise itself has got me where I'm going to be watching this.
Yeah. I don't know. I saw it in the trailer. They show Wong pop in a portal, whatever, and he says something. There's something on the precipice or something, and I was like, again, I just said this in our last reviews. Like, I want to take a break from the magic stuff for a minute. Nothing against Wong.
We need more Gamma.
Sure. Anyway. So that was She-Hulk. I'm looking forward to it. Tatiana Maslany, I said I love her, but I'm hoping it's good just for her sake because I like her as an actress. Okay, so that's the last TV show for Phase 4. The last movie that we're getting for Phase 4 is coming in November. Black Panther.
Wakanda forever.
Yeah, that. So what'd you think of the trailer? Because there's a lot. I guess there's a lot to reveal. Oh, before we get into that, I want to say what I thought the movie was going to do, and they're not doing it, apparently. I thought a good, safe exit out, since you don't have Chadwick anymore, have this movie take place during the snap. Have them dealing, because he got dusted, right? So have this movie be about what does Wakanda do without Black Panther. And that's where I thought they were going to go. I was like, that's easy. It's a layup. Just go
Even then, to your credit, during the Endgame, the opening when they have the hologram is that they already know that something exists in the water in Wakanda.
Yes,
that there's already something there. So you could have built on that.
Yeah, but they didn't. So, but one reveal of this new trailer. Obviously, there's some kind of memorial to T'Challa. T'Challa. There's like murals and stuff, and they're obviously dealing with the loss of him throughout the trailer. And we get the reveal. We get the debut of Namor, the Submariner. Excuse me. But that's the original. He's the original mutant. He's the original
freak.
Thank you, Chris. Yes, he's the original. Anyway, so yeah, so we got him, and I think for all intents and purposes, I think it should. You have to walk a fine line between. Okay, you already have Aquaman established in his movie. So how do you do?
You don't want to double dip.
Yeah, how do you
just
make
like Thor?
How do you make it different?
Shazam spreading the wealth.
Yeah.
I
kind of like how they're doing his costume, his outfit, because it's kind of a callback to his original outfit. You can't do his current outfit because that looks kind of like the Deep from The Boys.
Yeah.
On Amazon Prime. So all these damn Aqua characters. Jeez.
Suddenly they're all cool again.
Yeah, who'd have thought? Yeah. But and at the very end of that trailer, there was a quick shot of a Black Panther, like doing the
not just that. During the trailer, one of my favorite characters from the franchise, M'Baku, from the first Black Panther, he's actually in Black Panther armor.
Oh wait, is he?
Yes.
Oh, I mean,
if you weren't, go back and look at it. He's covered with his jacket.
That's what
I
saw the fur,
but you can see he's in black and the black little diamonds that are on the Black Panther.
Maybe they're fighting for the mantle or something.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's oh man. So I'm just gonna lay it out there. There's a lot of questions as far as where they're going with this, especially with the loss of Chadwick. The fact that this is a memorial in itself to him, I'm already not only financially invested, but kind of emotionally invested in how this movie's gonna go.
Yeah.
So already with that, those two lines from Angela Bassett in that trailer, that what else do I have to give up? I've already lost my son. That was a fucking gut punch. I'm trying to fight welling up right now. I'm ready for this movie. This might be, and not to put too much pressure on my expectations, but this might be the movie that redeems Phase 4, because it's been this.
Yeah.
And everyone that's been invested from the original Iron Man till now, we're waiting for that high that solidifies the monolith of the phase. And I think, without putting too much pressure on my expectations, that this is going to be it. This if not anything else is going to be like the first Black Panther movie, where I went to the Thursday that it came out, before the Friday that it comes out, that Thursday night at Studio Movie Grill. About 75% of that audience was black, and they showed up, they showed out, they were dressed, they were in theme, they were in culture. It was an actual event. Like, it felt like you were at a Comic-Con almost, but with an actual like feeling invested into it, because that's everybody, like, it just felt like that. Yeah. And then with everything already that's happened to now, I feel like this is going to be even bigger. This probably will blow everything from Phase 4 box office wise completely, no pun intended, out the water.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
That's a fair take. It does sound
that
like
fucking remix, a mashup of fucking Marley, and then leading into fucking Kendrick Lamar. Oh, this soundtrack's gonna be just as good as the first one too. Yeah, I'm like stoked for that movie.
Well, man, can I say something?
Go for it.
You are kind of putting the hype with.
I'm trying to keep myself from doing it.
You're failing miserably on that,
but there's a lot of history leading up to this movie that, whether you're a fan of the movie or a fan of the actor that left that mantle, you're gonna have some kind of investment within you that you want to see it.
And I think just the curiosity factor of where they're going with this, because I think. Black Panther might have been a character that they were going to run with after Iron Man died in Endgame. So
yeah, I think up to that point in the story, as far as technology goes, Black Panther was a very close second to Stark Industries and Tony as like where it could lead them as far as fighting crime or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can see that.
So hey, so let me ask you this: and this may not happen in this movie coming out, but what are the odds? You know, because now this is all about the multiverse and everything else. They pulling in Killmonger from another universe and bringing him back. Because everybody didn't want him to die in the first movie. Like it was kind of a shock that he actually died. Because there was like, whoa, you can.
As a fan of Michael B. Jordan, and as a fan of his interest in how much he took from Vegeta into his own character and the design, I wouldn't mind seeing him back. I don't think it would make sense as far as finding a successor to the mantle.
Yeah, maybe not. I could
especially since they're making. We had this issue of cramming too many things into Thor. They're supposed to be introducing Ironheart because they showed the part of her banging out the Ironheart medal.
Wait, they showed in the trailer?
Yeah,
I need to rewatch this trailer. Apparently I missed some stuff on this.
Yeah, so she's she's hammering some metal and like the iron, like a metal heart was cut out. You see it fall on the floor. So I'm not sure how much of that time is going to be invested, or if it will be enough to properly introduce this character. Yeah, because she's supposed to have you down the line.
Yeah, we'll get there. Yeah. All right. So
yeah.
I mean, and you make some good points, and I tend to agree with what you're saying. I think this will be the opportunity. And hey, is it any coincidence that it's the last movie of the first phase of this new
And not
saga?
to mention, you're the box office number guy. If you take out the Avenger movies, one of the highest grossing was the first Black Panther.
Yeah, it was $1 billion movie, I believe. Yeah, but this, the big criticisms of Phase 4 was just like there's no direction. Like it was just they're just like throwing stuff out left and right, and nothing really seemed to connect anything to anything. Usually we have in the original saga, we had like the post-credit scenes that would kind of connect something to the next movie.
Guardians was a hit, and then at the very end, Thanos gets the glove out of the thing. It's like, I'll do it myself, and you understood. Okay, Guardians connects to this.
Right.
And they introduced a lot of new stuff.
But they always connected stuff to it.
They connected Shang-Chi with Doctor Strange. But it was connecting to another entity as opposed to connecting to something bigger.
No, but here's the thing. You're right. At the end of Shang-Chi, they did have that little post-credit scene with that. But even though that connected to something else, we don't know
where it's going,
where that was connected to. Yeah. So it was just, again, everything is just kind of thrown out there, no direction. And I will say, this is a big phase.
So after Loki, Devil's Advocate, if we were getting 30-second, 45-second scenes of Kang at the end of every new franchise movie, would that have eased it for you a little?
Something, yeah. Because Loki came out, summer of last year or something? We haven't seen anything from Kang. Anything. But that's going to change here pretty soon. But I will say, Phase 4 was pretty big. It was actually 7 movies and 8 TV series. That's a lot. That's a lot of content.
And it was consistent, at least on the Disney Plus side. One show finished, you had a couple weeks to breathe, and then the next one started. Then that one finished in 7 or 8 weeks. You had a couple of weeks to breathe, and then here came the next one. Bop, 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 bop. Yeah. Regardless of COVID lack of release date.
Well, COVID did screw some stuff up for the scheduling.
Bit. So especially timing, because Wanda was supposed to come out a year earlier, right? Or 9 months earlier?
Well, Black Widow was supposed to come out first before anything, and that just got pushed back. I still remember, man, like, when WandaVision first debuted, seeing that Marvel and hearing that Marvel logo for the first time after so long, I was like,
At home. Fresh.
Yeah. It felt good, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's like She-Hulk and Black Panther, that's it for Phase 4. Then we're moving right on, because like I said, Black Panther is November 11th of this year. So cut to February, just a few months later, Phase 5 starts.
Here we go.
And this one, it's gonna kick off with Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania.
Yeah. I didn't fit it all, but yeah.
I'll allow it.
All right.
But originally, and it's been known that Kang, we just mentioned, Kang's gonna be the villain in this movie. How he's a villain in Ant-Man, I have no idea.
How long he'll last, because apparently Kang is supposed to be around for a while.
Yeah. But that's the thing about Kang is he has different iterations, and they said that in Loki. He says there's infinite amounts or whatever of me or whatever, blah, 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 different versions.
I think in the Loki series specifically, he's like, you don't want to see how bad the other ones are.
Yeah.
So they made it clear that was like the tame one.
And that's the only peak of interest that we have right now. And again, there's been nothing since then. That's what's irritating, I think, a lot of fans right now. But also, I think what was revealed besides Kang being in the movie, we're supposedly getting live action MODOK. The big head.
Oh my!
Yeah, there was a MODOK animated series on Hulu, but we're getting live action MODOK. And if you don't know what MODOK is, Google it. Because this is going to be some funky stuff we're going to see in this movie. If
Machine of destruction or killing, I think is that acronym. Somewhere around those lines.
Yeah,
somewhere in the middle.
Module or something. It's some.
They've
some
dumbed
acronym.
it down for the most recent cartoons or stuff.
Yeah, it's some kind of.
It had its own Hulu series with Patton Oswalt.
I just said that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Patton Oswalt, and I don't think he's too comedic, and I don't think he'll be doing the voice for. There's rumors that Jim Carrey's going to be doing the voice for that. So
didn't he retire after Sonic 2?
Or
did he say he retired after Sonic 2?
Nobody listens to him. It's okay. So anyway, that's going to kick off.
Jim Carrey is MODOK.
Not official. That's just a rumor.
Just letting that sit on the palate for a minute.
Okay, so Phase 5 starts off Ant-Man and Wasp. That's February 17th of next year. Right after that, we're going to get in the spring of 2023, Secret Invasion. That series.
That's an Avengers movie.
No. Secret Invasion, that's a TV series for Disney+.
Oh, okay, that's something else. Okay,
Yes.
yeah.
So, Secret Invasion, if you remember at the end of WandaVision, where Monica Rambeau, she gets called up to SWORD or whatever, it's up in the base. Maria Hill showed up and she said, you got to do whatever. That's where that's going to lead to.
Gotcha.
So that's going to continue that little situation right there. Secret Invasion. And if you know, if that name sounds familiar, Secret Invasion, that was a huge, big event in the comics, in Marvel Comics, where
Krees?
Skrulls came in and they were impersonating it. They were.
You don't know who's who?
There are a lot of shapeshifters pretending to be heroes, and we didn't know who was who. And it was a fun little thing. So,
which movie had the bonus scene of the two of the Krees driving around, and one was Skrulls, and Samuel L. Jackson and Maria, and it was actually Skrulls.
Far From Home.
Yeah, Far From Home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was another one where nothing happened. That went nowhere.
Just tease and then long-term booking.
Yeah. Okay, so that's in the spring of 2003.
Yeah.
The next after that we got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. That's coming out in May 5th.
Aren't we supposed to get the Christmas special or something this year?
Something like that. They didn't specify that in the panel.
Okay.
But yeah. But yeah, that might be coming out this year.
I'm assuming because they filmed, from what was reported, they filmed the Christmas special along with this movie, and the special was supposed to come out first, and then this.
So this is May 5th, 2023, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. This is going to wrap up James Gunn's Guardian story. Yeah. So,
which we would have had sooner if it weren't for the fallout from him being let go of Me Too movement, and then a couple of years later... While he was in exile, he did Suicide Squad, and now he's coming back to finish what he started, his baby.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. The cast was on the panel, and they were all talking about the movie and everything. And hold on, the Chris Pratt, he got all choked up and emotional talking about wrapping
it out,
and because they said this is a more vulnerable story, and from everything that happened with Gamora and all this other stuff. So
I hope this is where we get that nice little bow tied if they find her, or they go to another galaxy and find a carbon copy or something.
Because we didn't get that in Thor.
No! So we had the conversation last episode that is Taika Waititi, the guy that's doing Thor from now on. Would you be open to James Gunn doing the next Thor over Taika?
Oh, James Gunn and Taika, they both have kind of similar styles when it comes to their tone and everything of their movies. So I could see them. Because I imagine they work together quite a bit, anyways.
Especially if Thor's going to continue to be an ensemble with Korg, Valkyrie, maybe the return of Lady. You saw how good he is with ensembles with Suicide Squad and with this.
The only thing is Taika gets too cartoony. He gets too funny, haha.
You think Gunn will tone it down or have a direction of where the humor's going?
I think James. I think James is the more talented of the two directors for sure. But I think this might be the end of James Gunn's run
with Disney.
Possibly, it could be. It could be. I don't know. Depends on what happens. Money talks, bullshit walks. So if this makes money, they'll bring him back for something else. But they did say the villain in the Guardians is going to be High Evolutionary. So that's kind of a deep pull from a deep cut from Marvel Comics. Yeah. High evolutionary.
Tell me a bit about Echo, because I have no idea what Echo is.
Okay, well, Echo is from Hawkeye.
That explains it.
You never saw Hawkeye.
Yeah,
So.
she's the kid?
No, she's the bad guy turned redeemed character or whatever. But she's deaf and she's got artificial foot, like the actress does, and the character has these things too. But this,
You're telling me I should go back and watch Hawkeye?
If you want to know anything about Echo, then yeah, you should probably go watch Hawkeye. I would imagine.
So why doesn't Ghost from Ant-Man's storyline get her own little 5-episode redeeming story if she redeemed herself at the end of Ant-Man and Wasp?
Give it time.
Okay.
Give it time, and we're gonna get there, and I'll tell you why in a second. But
Next.
So Echo, that you just mentioned, comes out summer of 2003. Also, summer 2023, we're getting Loki season 2.
Bring it.
The only season 2, the only returning
show
that we're getting. Well, not
Captain
yet.
America, Falcon, we'll get there.
Yeah. Also, I don't know. I don't have it on my notes here, but they mentioned What If season 2 is coming back also, animated series. They also speaking of, because this wasn't part of the panel, they had announcements before the panel, and the announcements was What If season 2, Spider-Man the freshman year.
Is that animated?
I think so.
It had the animated vibe from the.
Yeah, that's what I gathered. But because there was 3 series, they're all animated. It was that. What If. It was Spider-Man, and it was X-Men 97.
Yeah, they showed some of the art from 97, which they're sticking true to form. Other than Magneto.
I'm worried about that show.
Other than Magneto, because the last episode, Professor X was taken by Moira McTaggart.
Right.
And so Magneto decided to turn face, and because of his only rival and friend and equal, as he saw as equal. So now Magneto's leading the new X-Men in this X-Men 97.
Did they say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't read it. Along with the picture of Magneto with the big ass M on his chest.
I didn't see. I saw like a shot of the X-Men, but I didn't see Magneto in there. Yeah. So maybe
they showed that, and he doesn't have his helmet. He has all his gray hair.
That flowing white hair. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Almost like that, but without the flakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the dandruff.
Okay. So anyway, all right. So Loki season 2.
You're worried about X-Men 97? Do tell.
I just think it's gonna be.
Is that a door that should have stayed closed?
I think so. There's no. Look, if they stick to telling comic book like stories from the comics, I'm all for it. But I think they're gonna sprinkle in 2020 mentality in storytelling features, and I don't want current day politics thrown into.
Well, to begin with, they recasted Jubilee for an Asian actress.
There we go. See, I mean,
that's one.
Yeah.
And then they've recasted
because people can't act apparently.
Yeah. And then voice actors that are now deceased, those have been recast. Otherwise, whoever's around is still sticking around for this 97.
Yeah.
But there's your first little 2022.
I'm gonna watch it just to check it out.
Of course, yeah.
But I'm
agree,
watching with my arms crossed.
I do agree with you that they left that show on such a high cliffhanger that I kind of didn't want it answered. Like that was it. Like if I never got X-Men animated that again in that storyline, I would have.
Hold the phone, because I think nostalgia is blinding everybody to the reality of what happened with that TV show originally. After the 3rd season, they changed studios and they lost their budget for a lot of shit, and the animation just went flat on its face. Sucked ass.
You can tell the difference.
The stories were bad, and the animation sucked. I'm sorry. Look at some screenshots from last season of X-Men. It's horrible. Give me that first 2 or 3 seasons.
Was that 3rd season where or Xavier and Magneto were in nowhere, or in that
was
jungle
season
planet?
2.
That was season 2, so that was still under the original regime.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. I like that. That was like, I was too young to understand that animation could have those season-long story arcs like real television, like real TV shows did.
What changed? Was that you just watched that last week or something?
2 weeks ago.
Yeah. All right. So, but I just want to put that. Let's put that bit of reality back on this, And as much as I love X-Men as the franchise and the animated series, let's put some reality on this. The last it did end,
watered down.
It didn't have a finale episode; it just kind of ended. and it was on its down slope at that point, anyways. So it is what it is. But I'm looking forward to it. Sort of.
We're still watching.
I'm watching it. All right. So the next movie after these series is going to be The Marvels. That comes out July 28th. And that was teased at the end of Ms. Marvel because, spoiler alert, we got Brie Larson back as Captain Marvel.
In another haircut, in another costume, apparently. This, again, not derogatory, but just as what the content of that show is, I don't think that it's directed towards me, and I might make little effort, if any, to watch it.
They have to sell it on me. They have to sell it to me.
There has to be some kind of hook, maybe some villain that I wasn't expecting to be like, oh, they're fighting that? I'll give it a shot.
Well, because you have, before that, you have Secret Invasion, and I could, you know what, maybe I'm wrong about my guess, but, you know, because I said it picks up where, Monica Rambeau left off on WandaVision, but that could actually not be until the Marvels, because she is a Captain. We saw Multiverse of Madness. She is a Captain Marvel at some point. So I think that's going to be more the Marvels is going to be more the cosmic aspect of this phase. So we don't know a whole lot about some of this stuff, so it's kind of hard to talk about. But after that, we have in the fall of 2023, we have Ironheart, which you mentioned a little while ago.
That's for a little Disney series on the network. 6 or 7 episodes, I think. But that'll take that should be coming from the aftermath of Black Panther.
You would think so, yeah. Okay, so also in the winter of 2023, we have Agatha, Coven of Chaos. So not WandaVision season 2, but we're getting a spinoff for Agatha. Yeah. So what do you think? What do you think of old Agatha getting a series? What do you think they could possibly do?
I wouldn't care if it was season 2 of WandaVision with everything coming from Agatha's point of view. I wouldn't mind it.
Just a retelling of that first, just from her point of view. Well, we kind of got that in those little quick shots in that one episode.
But I think it's a culmination of the audience in general saying she did so good, we want more of that.
Yeah.
And Disney's like, sure, $10 a month,
and we like the theme song. So get ready for that theme song because you're gonna hear a lot of it. All right,
it's gonna be everyone's ringtone for like a month.
All right, so after that, we have 2 movies coming out. We have in November 2023, November 3rd, we have Blade.
Okay.
Talk about it.
I don't have much to add. I don't remember any of the movies other than like the last.
That might be
Blade
a good thing because I don't think they're
Ryan
redoing
Reynolds.
anything.
Yeah, this is completely new.
Yeah.
This is going off of the post-credit scene from the Eternals.
People keep saying that, and I don't.
I'm assuming because that's where we hear Blade, and that's where they show.
How do we know it's
Blade's
Blade?
weapon. Well, who else would it be?
Exactly, who else would it be? We don't know because nothing was followed up.
As someone that does not know the misery of the trilogy of Blade that happened in the 2000s, I'm gonna go in this with open mind.
I think
open
you have
eyes.
to. I think you have to. I think it's gonna be a whole new vision. No pun intended.
And Shira's gonna. I think Shira's gonna knock this out.
Who?
Mahabali Shira?
Oh, I don't know how to pronounce his name.
I'm sure I butchered that.
I know his last name, Ali.
Yeah, Ali.
Sorry, I can't pronounce the name.
I'm giving it a shot. I'm interested. I'm not vampire stuff isn't normally my forte, but if it's Marvel's gonna try it, I'll give it a shot.
All right, so
just like Ironheart, I'll give Ironheart a shot.
From From Blade, in the spring of 2024. No, you're jumping the gun.
Oh!
We have Daredevil, Born Again.
You know
Cox.
there has to be some kind of hidden meaning between these like secondary titles. So what are you expecting from Born Again in the Daredevil story?
He's born again in Disney.
Oh my God, that's so dumb.
I don't know.
It makes sense, but it's so fucking dumb. 18 episodes?
18 episodes. That's
so
the
this
most.
Yeah.
They got something planned.
If so, not that I'm complaining about the double dip. If we're getting some Charlie Cox and She-Hulk, are you expecting?
Yeah, it should go both ways. I think. I don't know. At first, I was kind of. There's rumors that it was going to be a TV series, and I was like, "We got a TV series. I want to. Let's get him.
You want a movie?
Because the movies are more epic and they're more
memorable.
And it means more. Mm-hmm. It means more if you're in a movie and you're tied to more the overall arc if you're in the movies. So I was just kind of like, it's cool, but
you want grandeur. He's
Yeah.
earned grandeur. He's one of the highlights from the whole Netflix stuff.
I mean, I would say he's the
leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now May 3rd, 2024,
This is gonna be good.
Captain America.
New World Order.
You didn't. Okay, fine. You're just doing the guitar riff. You didn't do it this time. I was giving you time.
Anthony Mackie's debut on the big screen
Yes.
as Captain America.
Yes.
I'm ready.
You're ready.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm generally positive about the series that was on Disney Plus, and it left me wanting to see his debut on the big screen with the shield and everything.
I will second that. My only caveat: leave the politics on the TV series. I don't want that.
I agree.
I don't want that in the movie. We got that out of the way. He made a decision. He was struggling with what it means to be Captain America. We got past that. He's Captain America now.
He's owning it. It's him.
He's got the shield. He's got the wings. He's got the suit.
And the confidence.
I want superhero stuff. Just give me that.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking.
If I could ask for one more thing besides everything you've asked for so far.
Okay.
Technically, it would be round 3. Give me round 3 with George St. Pierre. Give me another Marvel vs. Capcom fighting scene with Captain America and what's his character? Batroc the Leaper. Give it to me. Because I don't think they finished it in the.
Well, no, you beat him in the series.
Did he catch him? Did he rest him?
I don't know.
I thought he was still out there.
That was such like a non-factor in that series. I can't remember. But anyway, so I'm down for that. I have nothing against Anthony Mackie. I like him as a character.
Are you expecting Winter Soldier in this?
I would think so.
Okay.
I would hope so. Because I like Sebastian Stan too. You know, why throw him away?
Fair.
Yeah.
What's next?
So now we have this is going to cap off Phase 5 with Thunderbolts, which comes out July 26, 2024.
2024.
So,
assuming it doesn't get any worse out there in the world. 24.
Yeah. So Thunderbolts, do you know what the Thunderbolts is?
Yes.
Okay. So
there's
for those
different
of you
combinations of Thunderbolts, so there's no clue what the fuck.
So basically, in a nutshell, Thunderbolts is a team of heroes. They're actually villains disguised as heroes. They took on different mantles, different code names and stuff, and they were pretending to be heroes for the public perspective to get the crowd behind them and all this other stuff. And if you've been paying attention to Phase 4, the early parts of Phase 4, because God knows they haven't talked about it since. But we have Elaine from Seinfeld, Julie Louis-Dreyfus. She's been in the post-credit scenes, almost like an evil version of Nick Fury, kind of like recruiting different villains to come in. So far, it's I wouldn't say villains per se, but anti-heroes. You know, we got
people that are due for a redemption.
U.S. Agent from
Captain America's Falcon and Winter Soldier.
The Black Widow, the
Belova.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which she mentioned that in the Hawkeye series when she came out. So
spoiler.
Yeah. So there's them two. Going back to your mention from earlier, Ghost could be a possible candidate for that team. And I've seen some other people rumored for it, but we don't know. Baron Zemo from Winter Soldier, Captain. God, what the fuck is that? Falcon and Winter Soldier. He could be one. In matter of fact, Baron Zemo with the purple mask, he's the leader of Thunderbolts at some iterations. So I would definitely say he's a candidate to show up there. So, but we don't know. And that's kind of the interesting thing about Thunderbolts. They've had different iterations,
and there's still time to fill in the gaps with other people that could or would benefit from another run.
So that Thunderbolts kind of wraps up Phase 5, right? So that Phase 5, not as big as Phase 4. This one's only have 5 movies and 6 TV series,
and it doesn't end with an Avengers movie.
Not that phase though.
Not that phase.
So
unless you consider Thunderbolts as like the B Squad,
maybe.
Yeah.
Possible.
Yeah.
So now they revealed information about Phase 6.
Six.
And Phase 6. There's only a few things mentioned here. First one, November 8th, 2024. Fantastic Four. Why it's not coming out on the 4th of any date, I don't know. But we're getting...
Why the 4 is not in the Fantastic title? We know why.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So Fantastic Four, November 8th, 2024. So
my money is on John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. Is yours?
No.
No?
I don't. No. The fact that they haven't announced anything is just it's making me curious. I don't know, but they even said they've been on record stating that Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic in Multiverse of Madness, that was for the fans.
Oh,
done. So
interesting.
That was literally that was made for the fans. That was your fan service.
You know what happens with fan service? They're gonna want more.
They get turned into spaghetti
and
streams.
If you don't give it to them, they become bots on Twitter.
Yeah. Apparently. Okay, so Fantastic Four. That's November 8th, 2024. Now, in 2025, we're getting not one.
What year?
2025.
God damn it, Bobby!
3 years from now. 3 years. We're getting not one, but 2 Avengers movies in the same year. May 2nd, 2025, we're getting Avengers: The Kang Dynasty, which is gonna sum up all the Kang stuff.
Yeah, so we're fighting all the Kangs.
All of them. So that's all we know so far. So
and then
November 7th of 2025, we're getting Avengers: Secret Wars. So
that's from what I've read, that's a movie that the Russo brothers are like chomping at the bit to want to do.
They say that's their dream project.
Yeah, is
to do Secret Wars. So,
man, if they get their hands on it, that could be like their serenades. Like we don't need to do anymore after Secret Wars.
Well, okay? So in the comic book world, there's actually been 2 different Secret Wars. There's one in the 80s where all the heroes were brought to like an off-world planet, and they had to basically fight what's called a Beyonder. He was a character, but famous that series was famous for introducing the black symbiote Venom suit. But that was in the 80s. The most recent one, I think, is what we're doing on this one, since this is called the Multiverse Saga. This is gonna end the Multiverse Saga. So Secret Wars was a more recent storyline where they did go to all the multiverses and they brought them all together and they made what's called the Battle World, and it was this the one Earth. This one planet is one Earth is singular, and it has like multiple versions of different characters.
So this is, from what you're telling me, this sounds like the equivalent of the last Avengers super movie of Infinity War and Endgame, essentially being one 6-hour long movie. If we're getting all the Kangs and then we're getting all the heroes into one huge cluster, is that where we're going? Like one big 6.5 hour long.
I don't know.
Cut up
it's
into
weird,
2, especially since they're being released. Unlike Infinity War and Endgame, these are both being released the same year. So you're meant to take this in as one.
The weird thing about this is the Kang Dynasty sounds like it should be moved up a little bit, and that's going to culminate the Kang stuff.
That should end Phase 5.
You would think so.
Yeah,
but again, I don't know what's going on.
Especially if we're starting Phase 5 with a teaser of Kang actually as a villain, if not the villain in the beginning. That'd be a nice little bow at the end of 5.
Yeah. But again, we don't know. They didn't reveal a whole lot, so we're just going off of the dates they're telling us and what's going to come out. But Secret Wars, that could be huge if done right. And at some point, we're talking about multiverses and everything. If we're talking Secret Wars,
and we're talking 3 years from now, people. 3.
I'm gonna say,
assuming we don't get another deadly virus or sickness.
I'm gonna say,
Exodus.
I want some kind of return of Steve Rogers. I want some kind of return of Tony Stark. We're talking alternate realities.
Are we talking the characters in the movie, or are we talking Robert Downey Jr.,
Chris Evans?
Okay.
Their presence has been lacking so bad in this phase.
I think a part of me kind of waned on Multiverse of Madness because it was teased that we were getting fucking Tom Cruise in another Ultiverse as Iron Man, or someone filling these mantles that we've been lacking, and we never got that. And I feel like somewhere in this, maybe in Quantumania, they end up in another timeline and we see these fruits that were teased to us earlier, and hopefully build on that. Because I don't know, man. Cautiously optimistic. Again, we've been invested for so long. If one more run for these two, I'd be down for it. But I'm not gonna.
No, and that's just me. It's just selfishly, I want that. I know more than likely it's not gonna happen, but selfishly, I want to see them return in some shape or form. But anyway, if the Russos are involved in this, if they're truly going to direct it, and we're getting this massive, that should be
they know where it's going, and they know how they want it to end. Oh yeah,
yeah, it should be. So that's all we know for. Curious as to the absence of everything that was announced. No X-Men?
Not yet. Apparently, some random little thing I saw on Facebook, so take it with a huge ass bottle of salt, is that the now that they've announced in Ms. Marvel that the mutants exist, that the movie that was going to introduce them would be called The Mutants, basically.
I hope not.
I hope not either. Again, this is a franchise on its own that could be held on its own. Just call it the X-Men.
But my thing is, man, this is going off to the end of 2025. So this is 3.5 years of content, a lot of stuff. But the fact, so if they're not going to sprinkle in X-Men in this, which I think they will, especially in Secret Wars, I think we're going to get something.
Extreme long shot. And I just off the top of my head, we replaced Stan Lee with Ryan Reynolds in Deadpool. We need to have a 30-second Deadpool at the end of every movie or something, because we just had Logan and both Deadpool movies added to the Disney Plus network. All 3 rated R. All 3. You're gonna have to update your preferences to make sure your children don't get into them. That can't just be randomness. There has to be a point to that.
Well, I thought, we chatted about this
as we record. Technically, the con is still going on, so we might be missing stuff.
Yeah, I don't think we
But
are. It's a Sunday.
How do you not want Ryan Reynolds in your MCU?
We're offline. We were chatting, and I said that. Is it a coincidence that they brought in these movies on the Disney Plus app the same weekend as San Diego Comic-Con? Mm-hmm. The timing was suspect, at least.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What If? I've mentioned this years ago when What If first started. Just it doesn't hurt anybody to get the voices for Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman in the same room. They have a friendship that goes beyond movies and television. They're willing to do this. Just an episode or two of those two together, even if it's animated, something.
Yeah.
You can't let an up and coming grassroots franchise like Deadpool and all the effort that you put into Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, or other directors and other studios put in that you acquired, and just let that rot. You have to water that. You have to let that grow. You have to let that mingle in with the rest of your garden. Yeah. You would think. But
obviously, Phase 6 is there only 3 things listed
so far.
So yeah, they're gonna put some more stuff into Phase 6, I would imagine.
And all those so far in Phase 6, Fantastic Four, and both the Avengers movies are big screen. There's no Disney Plus at all. So, would you rather have 14 episodes of X-Men on the Disney Plus, or would you want 2.5 hours of the whole X-Men crammed in as a reintroduction in the MCU on the big screen?
I still want to see some kind of reference to them. I want to see at least one X-Men character introduced in one of these movies as a post-credit scene or something, or we see him in the movie. They're a character in the movie. I've been saying for a while, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Storm in Black Panther.
Yeah,
why not? Mm-hmm. She had a history with that character, but I don't know. There's so many different ways they can go, and Marvel has a history of not telling us everything. And changing things. I remember in one San Diego Comic-Con, before it was Captain America Civil War,
Serpent Society.
Yeah, and then they flipped it on us. I was like, okay, cool, all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where we're at right now for going the next few years.
3 years.
Whew.
3 years.
The whole saga. I'm glad I think they had to do this from a PR perspective, because there's a lot of people weren't as in love with Marvel lately that they have been in the past, and they needed to show something where they were going.
This is probably going to be a very short-sighted opinion, but I think most of the Disney Plus subscribers are because of this, and you needed something to keep them. as opposed to, oh, we got another little Disney movie, a Bambi remake, or we're doing this, or we're releasing that. Nah, the money right now on the network is this Marvel lineup is going to keep us paying $4, $7, $12 a month for the next 3 years.
Well, you got 6 TV series
3
all coming
years,
out.
yeah.
So
for now, and there's still more. We could get an X-Men TV series in between, and then they show up in these Avengers movies.
To that point, one thing that wasn't mentioned on here that's been announced before, Armor Wars.
Yeah.
Where's that?
Don Cheadle's supposed to reprise his role.
Yeah.
I don't even know if was it live action or animated?
What?
Like Armor Wars.
It's live action.
Yeah. But Cheadle's supposed to be coming back, and that's subtly no longer on the schedule.
Yeah. So again, maybe Phase 6. I don't know. The apparently the head writer of that came out and tweeted that it's still coming. Yeah. So it's not canceled.
Maybe they're tying that with Ironheart. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe my money's on Phase 6. You know, I don't even know what you do. I don't even know what the show's about. It's just weird that it was announced, but it wasn't included in their huge lineup that they had on their panel. So yeah, does this give you more hope for where Marvel's going?
Yeah,
it does for me a little bit.
Young Avengers is also missing on this, at least coming up to Phase 6, because like we mentioned earlier, there's a lot of younger talent that have characters that are being introduced in these movies and in these shows, and at some point that has to be culminated in some type of Young Avengers movie for the younger audience, and that's not on here either. So I'm sure there's a lot of time between now and 2025.
You know, one thing I'm surprised I didn't see also was well, not one but 2 Avengers movies, but I'm surprised one of them wasn't a Young Avengers movie. Because we've been talked about it before, where they've been building up a young Avengers platform. Mm-hmm. Even in Ant-Man and Wasp, did you see the poster for it that came out during San Diego Comic-Con? Mm-hmm. It was Ant-Man and Wasp and Cassie, the daughter, but in an Ant-Man costume.
Ooh, I forgot about her.
She's in a purple Ant-Man costume.
Nice.
So
okay,
that's another one that they're adding to the ranks of the.
That's right. She's all grown up from the snap.
Yeah,
she's not little anymore. Okay. Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot of content. It's just weird that, you know, after all this, there's still people like me who's like, where's X-Men? Like, you gave me like 3.5 years of shit. And
where's Fantastic Four? It's coming. Where's X-Men? We just teased it. Where's Deadpool? It's on the network now.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where you
where's Marvel vs. Capcom 5? I don't know.
Just shut up with the Capcom shit. All right.
Marvel Superheroes 2. Where's that? There you go. Does that feel better?
No, you're just making up stuff now. But yeah, that's where we're going right now. At least there's a vision, no pun intended, of where they're going. You know, they have a name for it now, Multiverse Saga.
Where's White Vision? Where's Cataract?
Exactly. Where is he? There's a joke in there somewhere about not being able to see Vision.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. That's so. What is that? You're on a plus on this? This is thumbs up? 2 thumbs up?
I mean, you have to, right? You have to.
For the sake of my fandom, I have to say yes, 2 thumbs up.
It's like an investment. We've been in it this long. We have to see the payout. We need to get a return, a ROI.
There's never a payoff. It's never going to end.
There's more, yeah.
Anyway, so what do you guys think? This is the breakdown of the Marvel
of the
review.
next 3 years of your life.
3.5.
3.5 years. Of life.
So tell us in the comments below. What do you think? Are you looking forward? Does this kind of redeem? Because Phase 4 was kind of they were throwing shit out there. There was no direction. It was all over the place.
Phase 3 ended up here. We're starting Phase 4 from scratch. So we can't start Phase 4 from scratch up here. We got to start it down here and start digging our way up, which makes no sense whatsoever. But yeah, go on. Dig up, stupid. Nah, just kidding.
Like you're digging yourself into a grave right here with this analogy. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed our little banter about where Marvel's going, the MCU is going. Tell us in the comments below what you think. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. We appreciate it. So that's going to do it for this one. So until next time, always remember to pop your culture.
I guess I'm sticking with this.
Why are you doing that? That makes no sense. You do it all the time.
I just started it with the last episode.
And it's already
what the other one was.
And it's already annoying.
Yeah. This is my attempt at Lady Thor finding my catchphrase. Our last episode ever is the one that I finally get it
The
right.
difference is she actually found a catchphrase.
I'm still searching.
Maybe I gotta kill you first in order to find out.
I've had a good run.
I can see it now. You're in my arms. Travis, I found it, and you're gonna whisper
man.
in my ear what your thing's gonna be, and I'm not gonna care whatsoever.
It's pop goes the culture, stupid.
Good night, everybody. We'll see you in a year and a half when we do another video.
No, our end of the year.
No.
What?
All right. At the very least, we'll see you in about 6 months.
5. Well, no, we'll call it 6. Yeah.
We'll get to it around January, February, like we normally do. All right. Good night, everybody.
Bye.